Hey everybody, today I'm going to be unboxing my latest Amazon purchase. This is the trail camera from the company Wosports, W-O-S-P-O-R-T-S. As with all my purchases, I like doing these unboxing videos in case there's somebody else out there thinking about buying the same item and they want to get an idea of what does it look like when it comes in, what's the quality like, etc. This is the G600 model camera. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do a quick unboxing, and then once I get the camera out and get it set up, I'll maybe go through some of the setup configuration, and then I'll try and attach some sample images and videos so you can get an idea of what is the picture quality like. So instruction manual, let's take a look at everything we get. Okay, first and foremost, give you a metal mounting bracket. This is pretty standard with most of the trail cameras. This one's a little bit different. You're going to put this through the bottom here, and then you're going to sit your camera on this, and you can use this arm to adjust the tightness or the angle of the camera. What I'm saying is a little bit different is usually you've got these nuts on both sides. I like that they give you a metal plate here for your mounting, and you can adjust the angle accordingly. If you don't want to use the metal mounting bracket, they also give you a cloth strap. Again, pretty standard items with most trail cameras. 3 hardware screws for mounting. One thing that is nice is they do give you the 32 gigabyte SD card. It is a full-size standard SD card. This camera does not run on a micro SD. Let's take a look at the camera. So pretty standard. If you're wanting to use the mounting strap, you're going to run it through the back of the camera. If you're wanting to use the metal mounting bracket or different metal mounting brackets, you're threaded here on the bottom. Sometimes they'll have the threading on the back too. This camera just has it on the bottom. One of the things I like about this camera is it does run on a solar panel or DC input. What's nice though is they put the input on the back of the camera, so if you've got it plugged in, you can open and close this without any problems. A lot of these Chinese companies, for whatever reason, put the solar import on the front, and you can't open and close this and keep the camera on, which doesn't make any sense. Wosports has it right the way they did this. There's an eject button that will pull out your battery cartridge. 8 AA batteries. What it runs on. Anyway, that is a quick unboxing. I'm gonna go ahead and get it powered on, and we'll go through some of the setup. So I thought it might be beneficial to go through the setup of this camera with you, just in case you're curious how easy it is to use. I'm running mine off of a solar panel. You can run yours off of 8 AA batteries if you wish. They do recommend that you use lithium batteries. If you use that, it's pretty simple. It's pretty standard with most cameras. You've got an up, down, left and right button. You've also got an OK button, and then you've got an M button, which is your menu button. As we saw before in the unboxing, we've got an eject button to get our battery cartridge out, and then down here you've got an off, aim, and on button. If you want to go into your settings, all you're going to do is switch it to the aim setting. That will cut on the camera. And then if you want to go into your settings, you can press the M button for menu. Now you don't have to. There's a quick toggle here. You'll notice that mine's currently on camera mode. If I wanted to switch that to video mode, I can press the up button, and now I've got it on video mode. If I wanted to take a manual video, I can just hit the right button, or if I wanted to switch it to camera and take a manual picture, I could also press the right button. If I just click OK when I go in here, that'll take me to my viewing option where I can view the pictures that are on the camera. But in this, we're going to hit the M button, and we're going to go into our menu, and I'm going to try and walk you through some of the settings on this camera. So it's pretty straightforward. You basically get into your menu. Hopefully you're going to be able to see this. Okay, let me see if I can zoom in a little bit. You've got a mode, you've got a photo resolution, so on and so forth. On any one of these, you can simply press the OK button, and it'll take you into that setting. So you can see I can do photo, video, or photo in video. What that means is when the camera gets triggered, what does it do? Does it take a picture, video, or does it do both of them? Let's go ahead. I'm going to put it on both. Photo resolution is how big of a file size and clarity do you want on the camera. 30 megapixel is the highest on this one, 5 megapixel is the lowest. Now I should mention there's a Wi-Fi camera out there that Wosports makes that looks just like this one. This is the non-Wi-Fi version camera. I'm going to put it on 30 megapixels. Photo series is whenever the camera gets triggered, how many pictures does it take? So I'm just going to do one photo, but you've got 2 or 3 as your option. Video resolution is going to be similar to the photo resolution. How big and what kind of clarity do you want on your video files? 1080p or 720p are your options. The video length is how much length do you want? You can do 10 seconds, 20, 30, 1 minute, 2 minutes, and those are your options. Some other cameras let you get specific, like 13 seconds, 16. With this one, these are the only options you've got. I'm going to set mine on 20 seconds. And then you're just going to go on through all of the different settings. Audio recording would be whether, if you're doing video, do you want it to capture sound or not? Shot lag is what's the delay in between your images. This is one of the things I like about Wosports is I'm going to go into the shot lag. They give you a lot of different lag options. 5 seconds, 10 seconds, 30 seconds, 1 minute, 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes. What I like about the 60-minute one is if you're somewhere where your camera might be prone to catching a lot of grass blowing or something like that, I kind of like the 60-minute option because the worst case scenario is it's going to take 1 picture an hour and that's it. Now you can adjust that with the PIR sensitivity, but there's not many cameras that give you a 60-minute lag in between your shots. So I'm going to set mine on 5 minutes. The side motion sensors is basically controlling these side sensors. This camera has 3 sensors, a center sensor and the side ones. You can choose whether or not you want those to detect motion or if you just want the center one to detect motion. So I've got them on, I'm going to leave them on. The sensory level, this is what I mentioned before. If you're somewhere where you're going to catch a lot of tree movement or grass movement, you'd want to set this as low as possible. If you're in an open field where you don't have to worry about that kind of stuff, then you can set it high. This is going to determine how much movement does it take to trigger the motion sensor on this camera. So I'm going to set mine just in the middle for now. Target recording time would be if you only wanted the camera maybe to work during the daytime, but not at nighttime, or vice versa. You wanted it to work at nighttime or daytime. You can go into here and you can turn this on. When you turn it on, it's going to ask you for a start time and an end time, and the camera will only operate during those times that you enter. Time lapse would be if you want the camera to take a picture at a certain time interval every day. So let's say you're filming the construction of your new house, or maybe you're watching your garden grow, something like that. You can do time lapse and you can set the camera to take a picture every so often. One of the things that's great about this camera is in time lapse, these are your options. A picture every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, or 1 hour. This is one of the few cameras though that will let you do time lapse as well as motion detection at the same time. A lot of other cameras on the market, if you do time lapse, the motion sensors get cut off completely. The Wosports cameras do not, which is a great feature. You can do time lapse and you can do motion. And again, you can set the motion all the way up to 60 minutes so it's not going off all the time and interfering with your time lapse. So I think that's a pretty cool option. I'm going to get out of this and just turn it off for now. The language is going to be the language of your instructions or your menu items in here. You can change that if you need to. Time and date would just be to go in and set your time and date. You can also change your format. You can do 12-hour or 24-hour. And then you can also change the date format for your files and the notification strip on your images to whatever date format that you want. I'm going to get out of that. Sorry, let me go all the way up. Photo stamp would be when the camera takes images or video, do you want a strip at the bottom letting you know the date and time, information about that camera image, or do you want just the straight image without the photo stamp on there? Password protection would be if you wanted to put a password on the camera. Format memory card, I always recommend the first time you put the camera out, always format the memory card in the camera. It just resets it back to factory default and it gets it to where the only thing on that memory card is what's needed to run the given camera that you've got it in. Not just for this camera, but for any camera. I always recommend formatting your memory card. The serial number of the camera, you can reset all of the settings back to factory default. You can see your version information, and then you can do a software update if you needed to, if Wosports was to push out any kind of software update. That's a quick run through. Once you've got everything set the way you want to, all you're going to do is switch the camera to the on position and it will start triggering. and it will be ready to go on the field. It gives you a blinking indicator letting you know that it is ready to trigger. Once that stops, the camera is operational and running. I hope that helps with the setup. Let's put it out and let's see what kind of image quality we get.